Well, a very good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for taking some time out of your evening to join us for our LOS launch. Thank you very much for joining us online as well. Various reasons that we just needed to get this done this evening online. Plus, this show is obviously a bit of a fundraiser, so fortunately, Charlotte and Sam haven't charged us for use of their house this evening. Thanks very much. Throughout the evening, we're going to hear from our production team. So Charlotte, sitting in the middle, is our director for the show. Sam is our musical director, and Sarah is going to be choreographing some of the show. I'm sure they are very familiar faces to a lot of you. To those of you that are new to LOS potentially, a very warm welcome. Thank you very much for coming along. We unfortunately don't have a comments facility on YouTube this evening. If you do want to ask any questions, you can email us. The email address is technical@los.org.uk, and we'll get those come through, or you can send us a direct message on the Facebook or Instagram pages. So that email address again, if you've got any questions, is technical@los.org.uk, and we'll put the questions to our panel this evening. Then if we've got any questions that come in afterwards, we'll get those questions answered to you directly as well. No housekeeping, apart from the fact we do have a couple of dogs looking around, so if you do hear any strange noises or see any little bits of fluff rolling around, then it is Henry or Mary. Right, we're going to hand straight over to find out a little bit about the show and what we've got coming up with our next production of Back to the Musicals, to Charlotte. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes, also apologies for the dogs. Currently staring at us, tied up. So if there's any barking, then we might have to unleash them, but that'll be a bonus. So hi everyone, welcome to the launch for Back to the Musicals. My name is Charlotte and I'm directing, and as Dan said, we've got Sam MD and Sarah Choreographer. I'm going to talk tonight about the vision of the show, so just what I envisage the show to be. We're also going to go through what the rehearsals will be like, how many, who's going to be expected to be there, etc., and talk about the auditions as well. And we're going to take some questions from you, so all very exciting what technology can do. So starting with the vision of the show. So this is kind of a vision of Sam and I, with obviously Sarah's input on the lovely choreography. But we have this kind of view to do a cabaret style show that's going to be very much put on for the members. So it's going to give everyone a bit of a chance to shine. We're aware that it's a fundraiser, so we want to do something that, you know, we can all enjoy, and that it's going to be an enjoyable show, but also it's going to be enjoyable to be in for the members. So our general theme is obviously Back to the Musicals. So we're going to be travelling through the different decades of musicals over the last 100 years, and we're going to be navigated by two narrators, which are going to be voiceovers, so that'll give everyone a chance to be in as many numbers as possible. We're thinking of doing a lot of group numbers, so sorry Sam, there's going to be a lot of ensemble teaching, which is great for you guys, and it gets everyone involved. Various solos and duets and trios, and a couple of dance numbers choreographed by Sarah. And costume-wise, you know, we're going to have some costumes which are sourced, but we are expecting people to provide some of their own wardrobe as well. But to be honest, I think I can probably costume the show out for my wardrobe. But yeah, so that's kind of the general vision. It might sound a little bit vague, but the reason for that is because we're going to be building the show around you. So depending on who auditions, we can't really choose the numbers. We just have a general theme of travelling through time. So in the period between, thanks Mary, she likes travelling through time. In the period between the auditions and first rehearsal, we're going to be really busy, the production team, kind of working out who's going to sing what, and who's going to be doing the number in the 60s, or who's going to be doing a number in the 80s. So that's going to be a very busy time for us, but by the time you come to the first rehearsal, hopefully we'll have everything planned out, and we can share a lot more with you then. Don't know if you can hear my dog growling, but we might need to. She always tries to steal the show. I don't know where she gets that from. So should we go on to Sam to talk about the music now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or should I talk about a bit more about logistics of the show?
we can talk about auditions. I'll start with auditions and the music. Hello, everybody. So there's going to be two options, really, whether you either sing a solo or an ensemble number. The ensemble will be singing One Short Day from Wicked in small groups, so probably 3 or 4 people. There's a backing track, guide track, and lyrics, and now sheet music as well. Thank you, Nicola. That will be on the Google Drive that I think there's a link somewhere nearby that you can see. If not, it'll be on the audition form as well. So that's the ensemble. If you want to sing a solo line in the show, please sing a verse and a chorus of a song of your choice. Please provide the sheet music clearly marked, because we're going to have Kevin joining us to play on piano, or a backing track if you wish to sing to a backing track. But please provide that by Sunday for Kevin to be able to have a look through in the key that you want to sing it. Just stressing again, please mark it clearly where you want to sing from. It's not really fair on Kevin to look through the sheet music to find where you're singing from, and it makes it a lot quicker. Don't worry if 2 of you are singing the same song. We just want to know who's keen to sing and to give you a chance to sing a solo at us if you've picked one. On song choices, just sing what you feel most comfortable with. It may or may not end up in the show. We've obviously already got a list of songs that we're thinking of, but if someone blows us away with a certain song, we may well put that into the show in some format. Was there anything else you wanted to say on auditions that I've forgotten?
Yeah, we're obviously, all of us here have auditioned, so we're really conscious of how nerve-wracking it can be to audition. So we want you to feel as comfortable as possible. As Sam was saying, don't worry too much about the song choices. We're not auditioning to see what song could be in the show. It's just to see who is confident enough to sing a solo line or a duet. So if you do want to sing a solo line, then just bring a verse and a chorus of a song that you feel most confident singing, even if it's a pop song that you sing in the shower. We'd rather you brought something that you're really familiar with, and then when the nerves kick in, it's going to be a lot less nerve-wracking than trying to learn something that you think, oh, this might get put in if I sing this really well. So I think just focus on feeling confident on the day.
And with that, when you're performing your songs, as you know, LOS do open auditions, so everyone will be there to listen. However, we're going to do it a little bit differently, where the panel are going to sit at one end of the hall and the audience will sit at the other end of the hall. So when you stand up to sing, your back will be to the audience, so you'll only be singing towards us. Anyone who's not auditioned, I'm sure all of you have, speak to anyone who has. We're a really supportive society, and you'll get loads of cheers and whoops when you sing your song, so please don't be nervous, give it your best. I'll move on to show about music. Cool. So as we've said, we've not yet decided on the songs that we're going to have until we've seen the cast, because obviously if 10 people turn up, that's a very different show to 40 people. So we've got a good idea, but we don't really know until we start and we know who our cast are. There may or may not be a Wicked medley planned. Hint, hint, with the audition song.
We watched it the other night.
What did I say? Oh yes, most likely going to be handheld microphones for the show. We'll probably have some floor mics as well for the ensemble stuff, just so that you're aware. When we do the actual show, you'll probably be singing with a handheld mic. Anyone who hasn't done that before, we'll show you how to do that and show you some techniques to use. It's really important to be able to use it in a certain way, because you can't just sing the whole thing with a mic in your mouth.
There's no mics at auditions, and don't worry about that. So just audition like you normally would.
And it's no band, it'll be tracks. However, we might have some solo piano numbers as well. That's everything I had on music. Unless there's a question yet. Cool.
No question till the end, Sam. Don't confuse us. So, Sarah, do you want to say a bit about choreography?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
Don't forget the mics. Just been talking about that.
Very briefly, there'll be a couple of dance numbers in the show. We won't be doing a dance audition until the very first rehearsal, so you don't have anything that you need to pre-learn or anything like that. And the dancing in the show will only be for people who want to dance, and it will be a select few people because the space is a lot more limited, and we just unfortunately can't have every single person in the cast dancing on stage unless, like Charlotte said, we have a cast of 10 or something like that. Then maybe we will. But yes, there'll be a couple of dance numbers, and audition won't be till the first rehearsal, so nothing to prepare, nothing to worry about. That's kind of it, really, from the dance front at the moment. But if anyone has any questions, then feel free to ping them across.
Just on the rehearsal schedule, just to stress again, Charlotte briefly touched on it earlier. You're about to talk about it in detail. I just want to stress that we are going to do a rehearsal schedule, i.e. you won't be called to every rehearsal. We think that's really important for this kind of show where we're not expecting people to turn up 3 times a week. But I'll hand over you to chat about that in more detail.
Thank you very much, husband. Okay, so let's talk a bit about important things, which is where the show is. So it's at Bourne Hall. I don't know if everyone's been there, but it's a really lovely venue. It's actually a listed building. Looks a bit like a spaceship inside, I think. It's like a 1960s build. Yes, knowledge. They're very impressed behind the camera with that knowledge. And yeah, it's really nice. It's got a stage and it's got a good lighting, which may not be brought in, but who knows? Yeah, so it's going to
lighting.
Yeah, great lighting. So it's going to be really good. And the reason we also want to use handheld mics is it gives more people the opportunity to have a mic when they're doing the solo. Otherwise we can't have like 30 radio mics. So it's going to be a really good opportunity. But yeah, so Bourne Hall, and it's the Saturday show is at 7:30, and you'll be expected to be there on the Saturday for the tech dress. And there's 2 shows on the Sunday, 2:30 and 6:30. The show itself, we, again, don't know how long it's going to be until we know how many people are in it, but it won't be longer than 2 hours, so including the interval. So, yeah, it's a nice length, I think. So just chatting a bit about the rehearsals. So the commitment, we kind of appreciate that, it's not a full-blown stage show, so it's going to be slightly less commitment than usual. Rehearsals will be more or less once a week. So we've tried to do quite a few Sundays, but when we don't have a Sunday, we'll rehearse during the week as well. But you'll be expected to come once a week, and if you're not called, it's a bonus. But I just want to stress, I know that you've all heard from the lovely John. Hi, John. When he does his launch nights about the importance of attendance, but I also want to echo that because I'll be doing the lovely John job of putting the rehearsal schedule together, and we will be looking at your availability. And I think it's even more important in a show like this because we've got 11 rehearsals before we start doing the runs, which isn't that much, but we wanted to make it so that there's less rehearsals, but everyone's kind of fully committed. So if you miss a rehearsal, then there'll be a video which you're expected to learn from the video. Of course, we understand that might be difficult for some people, so we will be running over it in rehearsals, but there's kind of a lot of kind of homework expected. If you're singing a solo line, or even the ensemble lines, we want you to record it while you're at rehearsal, but Sam's going to be speaking about that in rehearsal, just so you really know what you're doing. And yeah, particularly if you have a solo, I think there might be a rehearsal where it's just your solo, so you really have to come to that rehearsal. So yeah, attendance is key, and we promise not to waste your time if you don't waste hours with rehearsal.
So just be really honest on your audition forms when you're on holiday, because we will organise it around that.
Yeah, and we don't have any rehearsals over the Easter weekend, so we did that for you guys. So go on holiday then. Yeah, I think that's...
It's nice and cheap.
Yeah, when it's nice. Yeah. Sorry, you have to go on the expensive holidays. Okay, I think that's everything. You talked about the audition for the ensemble, which is One Short Day, and the guide track and sheet music and backing track is on the Google Drive. If you've got any questions about that, then ask us. But it's a very short snippet. So, we picked a song that we thought everyone would know and be obsessed with, like us. So hopefully you're pleased with that. Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything.
I think you covered everything. Is there any questions yet? Not yet.
Oh,
is Dan doing this bit or Nicola?
Can
or
I
both?
ask questions to Sam? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, you can ask questions to each other. Thanks, guys, very much. I'm sure some people will have some questions. So, guys, just a reminder, if you've got any questions, please email them through to us, technical@los.org.uk, or if you follow LOS on Facebook or Instagram, you can send us a direct message through Instagram or Facebook. We've got a little bit of a lag. Nicola's now going to do the company bit, the official bit. So if you've got any questions, get those into us now, and then we'll come back to the panel and we'll ask those questions for you. Nicola, over to you.
Oh, thanks.
It's like being
That's
on,
nice.
it's like being on the tube. You haven't even got your badge on.
Yeah. Hello. Just something I want to stress first, because someone's just messaged. When you're auditioning, you will either audition as a soloist or as an ensemble. If you want to do a group number, that might be fine in the show, but you won't be able to audition as it, so you will either need to audition as a solo or the ensemble. From an admin perspective, membership for 2025 for LOS is £35, and you have to be a member to do a show. The membership runs January to December, so no one is currently a member. So everyone will need to pay that if you do a show. Even me, all committee members have to pay a membership. Show fee for this show, to reflect the fact that it's a different kind of show to a full-scale musical, is less than Charlie, Chitty, things like that. So it's £45 for the show fee. It doesn't need paying until rehearsals have started, and you'll get an email. We don't have to have it all in one go. We're fairly flexible about these things. If you're not a member, which currently no one is, you will need to pay a £10 audition fee. You are welcome to pay your membership before the auditions, and then you won't pay the audition fee. But yeah, £10 audition fee will be payable when you arrive, and that comes off the show fee if you do the show. As Sam touched on, there'll be an application sort of audition form that will go out by email in the next couple of days. It will go out on Facebook, Instagram, it'll be on the website, and on that will be all of the information that we've talked about, the tracks for the ensemble number. Any questions based on that, send us an email. And on that same form is the unavailability, which again, just to stress, please be honest. There's no judgment, but it's so frustrating when we're all sat at a hall waiting for someone who's in the Algarve. The only other thing to stress is it's a company show. It's something very different, something we're really excited about, but it is going to rely as well on people promoting the show, selling tickets, because it's going to be in a different venue. It's a different style of show. It will need everyone to pull together. As we've mentioned, it's sort of a bit of a fundraiser, not in so much of a sense, but it's our smaller show where we try and put some money back in to cover the costs of the bigger musicals. So that is why we will need everyone to pull together and make it a lot of fun. I'm really excited. So, but yeah, any questions that anyone has? Dan is coming in this direction.
Give us a question.
Give us a good one.
Make us think on our feet.
We've got a whole list.
Okay. Yes, I do. Right, first question. Has anyone got any tips for good places to download backing tracks from?
How many people can we get on this sofa?
Everybody in, everybody in.
Yes, there's a magic site. We're going to give you our secret tricks of the trade, which is such a good site, and you're going to use it all the time now.
Karaokeversion.co.uk. It's really good. Otherwise, there's musical theatre ones, but if you Google it, you'll see the top 4 or 5 straight away. Yeah, karaoke version. So the reason that's so good is it gives you the individual instruments and vocals. So you can listen to them singing it and then mute them and sing yourself. Or if you're a guitarist, you can turn that off and play along if you like. Otherwise, yeah, just Google it and you see the top 4 or 5. If you still can't find it, let us know and we'll have a look for you as well.
Yeah, if you're really, really, really struggling to find the song you want to sing, the track, then yeah, me and Sam should be able to find it for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Next question regarding auditions. Can people audition a cappella if they want to?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Sam, can people
audition a cappella, Sam?
Sam's face is a different response to mine, but I think they should, because, I mean, I don't see why not, really. If you want to, maybe message us, and if it's because you can't find a track, then we might be able to help with that. But I don't see, if it means that you wouldn't audition if you weren't going to do a cappella, then I'd rather you audition and felt comfortable.
The reason that makes me a little bit nervous is that we don't know if you can sing in key. So the reason that you have either a piano or backing track is that we can hear that you're singing in tune. If you sing a cappella, we've got no idea.
Okay, well, maybe we'll get back to you on that one. The person who asked that question, drop a message.
The jury's out. If someone's got this is probably a question to me, actually. If someone's got a track, can they Bluetooth to a speaker, or do we want tracks in advance? Yeah, we want the tracks in advance, please. The information will be on the audition form to send your tracks in advance. Otherwise, we'll end up with everybody's phone trying to connect to speakers all day long. If you audition as a solo, will you only be considered for a solo?
No. Absolutely not. We're going to have, it's going to be lots of duets and numbers where people sing a couple of lines each if there's a medley. But I do want to stress, if you do want to sing any kind of solo singing, then I would recommend you sing a solo in the audition, even if you want to do 3 lines in the Wicked medley. You might be Glinda. But yeah, it's just, I think it's the only way to make it fair, really, because there might be people that we've never heard sing, or we'll be like, oh, well, that person didn't actually audition with a solo, but we know they can sing, so we'll give them that line. We don't want to do that. We want to make it really fair. So it's just a verse and a chorus. So really, muster up the courage and try and do that if you want to have a solo line.
Thank you. Nicola, I'm going to let you ask that question because the question came to you. Sam, where did you get your socks from? It's a genuine question that's been sent in.
Happy socks.
Happy socks. There you go.
I think all of his socks are usually purchased by me. So.
Sam Socks from Happy Socks. Other sock companies, of course, are available. Thanks,
Toby.
Housekeeping. A question we generally didn't answer. Someone's asked what days a week are rehearsals. It's someone that's new to LOS, which we generally didn't cover at the beginning. They will be a mixture of Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays.
Can I just...
Oh, yeah.
Someone else has asked if the dates will be on the form. Yes. So on the unavailability section of the application form, rather than asking for every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday that you're available, it lists all of the rehearsal dates. Some will be, as Charlotte said, just for solo. Some will be for the ensemble. But it only asks you about the dates where we've booked halls for rehearsals. So there is only about 16, I think, dates on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, put your availability for all of those, but those are the only dates that there will be rehearsals, unless we end up with 75 people in the show and need to add in a couple more. But that will be decided.
That'd be great.
That would be a really good problem to have. And the other one, which was about choreography, is if someone wants to do some choreography for their own number for the audition, are either of you able to help or give any tips? Or would you like people just to stand still and sing? Or would you like them to show that they can move?
I don't think there's any need to showcase any dance skill before the first rehearsal. But if you feel like like a little move here and there adds to your audition, and it doesn't take anything away from your singing, then there's no harm putting it in.
You might not have time. It's a verse and a chorus, though.
Yeah, verse and a chorus.
Not including dance breaks.
If it helps you feel more confident, then sure, add a move or 2 in. But definitely don't feel like you have to.
The only other thing that we haven't mentioned that also no one's asked is the audition date.
Oh, yeah.
The auditions are on the 26th of January. It's a Sunday, and they will be at Mickleham Village Hall. and they are starting at 2:00. So you can arrive from 1:30, where you can sort of register, pay your audition fee. The order of the solo auditions will be done by pulling numbers out of a hat when you arrive. So when you arrive, you'll pay your fee, you'll sign in, you'll get a sticker with your name on, and you'll pull a number out, and then that will be the order that people audition in. The ensemble will go first at 2:00, and then solos will follow. They're looking confused in the corner. Go on. Well, it doesn't matter, because as long as we still know that we've got 2, 4 and 7 in the hat, it doesn't matter, you just skip them. Yes, there'll be a vocal warm-up on the audition day at 1:50 for everyone who wants to do a 10-minute vocal warm-up, and then, ensemble first at 2, and you're welcome to stay and watch some of the solos, or leave if you don't want to. Any last questions?
No. That is all the questions we've had in. We've covered that one. We've covered that one. Sam's got a question about his own show. We've covered that, and that. We will be doing a promo day for this show, as we have done previously. As soon as we've got the date for that, we will announce it. And we always encourage everybody to really come along and help us promote the show. Nicola's touched on it already, and the others have sort of mentioned it. This is a show that LOS are putting together completely themselves. So we've got to sort of promote it, and we've got to sell it the best that we can as well. You guys don't want to perform to an empty audience, because there's nothing worse. And the bank account will look pretty empty if we perform to empty audiences. So we kind of need some lovely bums on some seats. We've already sold tickets to the show. No pressure, but we've already sold tickets to a show that doesn't even exist on paper yet, which is great. So there's 8 people coming to watch on the Saturday. So no pressure, but they're coming.
And 2, last things to add. There will be promo days in the same way as the big shows. We will have... No, but we will have... the dates will be on the application form in the same way that we need you to commit to promote the show, as well as committing to rehearsals. And the another question, about choreography. Yes, I imagine that if someone is singing a solo, you will help them in the show with how to move.
Of course.
Yeah. Yes.
They apologise for not wording their question.
Yeah, and I also will help with that, depending how technical we need. But I can do some charlottography as well. So of course I'm going to be fully blocking all the numbers, so we won't just go, and this is your solo, go. So we'll give you lots of help.
Another question: if you do a solo audition but you're not successful, will you still be considered for the ensemble?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Thank you. Then another question: will there be opportunities for doing a whole song as a solo, duo, trio?
In the show.
I'm assuming that means in sense of in the show.
Oh yeah, we're not saying just do a verse and a chorus, because that's what we would be doing in the show. We're doing that purely for time-wise in the auditions, and because we think then we can get a general idea of if you're singing. But in the actual show, there is going to be full numbers. I mean, if it's a number that's 5 minutes long, be something from Les Mis or something. I can't think of the longest number in Les Mis.
Won't be a song longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah, we will cut it down, but it's not just going to be like pop on the stage and do a little bit of jazz hands and walk off. It's going to be, it looks like a cabaret show with full numbers.
I think that's being cut down as well, so that A, we can get more material in the show, and B, we can showcase more people in the show.
We'll be cutting down long numbers so that more people can do solos,
and get involved. We've had more questions. What is the price of student membership?
Half the price of a full adult membership.
Magic. Would you consider young people in the cast, i.e. a 13-year-old who is known to the society?
Yes. Anybody can audition.
Yes, so we're aware that we have some under 16-year-olds in our membership, and we would love them to audition. Depending on how many there are, then if there's enough, we could do a proper children number. If not, then obviously they'll be in the show and, showcased throughout. But again, we can't really tell until we know how many kids want to be in it. But please, everyone of all ages is welcome.
Children's number such as...
Oh, we're not giving any spoilers away, Sam. It's a launch, not a spoilers evening. Come along. Right, I think that is all the questions we have had in. I'm just refreshing every feed that we told people to send a message in. We'll be together here for a little bit longer. unless Charlotte and Sam are literally about to throw us out the door the
Good
second
bed.
we click end. So if you think of any more questions in the next sort of 10-15 minutes, still send them through. We'll answer them, and we'll publish those questions and answers as well, so that everyone sort of gets a fair crack at hearing those questions and answers as well.
If it's later on than 15 minutes, just send us an email to the production@los.org.uk. And I can filter it through to the appropriate person, or ping an email back if I know the answer, or get one of these three lovely people to my right to get back to you. But yeah, any question, no question is a stupid question.
Literally the worst edition of Gogglebox I have ever seen. Guys, thank you so much for taking some time out and coming to our launch this evening. Charlotte, Sam, thank you very much for hosting us. We hope it's been successful. We hope you've heard everything and you've seen everything. We will see you at the audition date, which is
The 26th of January.
Thank you very much. Until next time, thanks very much. Everyone say bye.
Bye. And we'll now sit here really awkwardly while Dan runs to the other end of the kitchen.